What's up, positive bitches? How are we doing today? If you're hearing this episode, you are meant to be here, so keep listening. On that Bitches Positive podcast, sometimes we will laugh, other times, baby girl, we're gonna cry. But we will always walk away feeling our most empowered, positive bitch self. That is babe and true connection with herself. On this podcast, we unbecome who we are not, so we can fully step into and embody exactly who we came here to be. Today we are talking about how to become our very own dream girl. That's right. Because I think that sometimes this notion gets away from us. We want to manifest that dream partner, that dream house, that dream job. But we forget that in order to manifest out there, we must first shift within here. The fast pass to manifesting, to aligning with your dream desires out there, it's to become your dream version of yourself here first. Why? Because our internal world will always correspond to our external one. Hashtag the law of correspondence. I think it's so easy to get sucked into the external, what's going on out there. Baby girl. We have to release what's going on in the external and focus on what truly matters, which is what is happening in your internal. When you shift, your world will shift with you. Remember what I told you. I had some troll commenting on my comments, or in my comments, I should say, commenting that, what? You think you're the center of the universe? Hello, Brad. I am the center of my own fucking universe. I am exactly the person in my own reality that is attracting everything that I'm experiencing. Whether I'm doing that consciously or not, that's another story, Brad. But am I the center of my own energetic universe? Yeah, I am the person who is broadcasting my unique electromagnetic signature into the quantum field, who is then dragging in, magnetically attracting all the experiences, people, and opportunities that I am experiencing. So you are quite literally the center of your own universe. Start fucking acting like it. You are what is attracting all the things that are happening to you. Start acting like it. Let's bring our power back. Now, sometimes we attract things that are terrible, that are awful, that are no good. It's not our fault. We did that unconsciously. We may not have known that there's some lower entities in our auric field. We might not know that we have self-conscious, subconscious, limiting beliefs. There are so many things happening underneath the surface. It's not your fault, but baby girl, you got to take responsibility because it's time. It's really time. It's your time. Whose time are we on? We're on your time. Let's start acting like it. Let's take our power back. This is your fucking life. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's stop playing in the sandbox and let's start taking conscious control of our own reality. And the first step we do that is by becoming our very own dream girl. Now, a couple of announcements before we get into it. Actually, only one today because I don't feel like doing any other one. So my only announcement is I just released the Pedestal Path. The Pedestal Path is a course for you to learn exactly what we're going to be talking about today, but even more in depth for you to learn how to put yourself on your pedestal. When you claim your pedestal, you claim your life. It's based on the pedestal principle that when you put yourself on the pedestal, everyone else will put you on the pedestal too. It goes through 5 pillars, which is preparing your pedestal, taking off other people so that they are not taking up all that space on your pedestal. Hello, we need to make some room. You have to learn that you deserve to be on your pedestal, then placing yourself on the pedestal, claiming your pedestal, balancing your sacral chakra, and finally, how to remain on your pedestal. So you go through these pillars to learn why you deserve to be there, how to stay there, how to take other people off. I have put so much time, energy, sparkle, positive influence into this course for you to truly learn how to put yourself back on the pedestal. That's probably, at this point, that is my number one question. How do I put myself on the pedestal? How do I focus on me? How do I take my power back? So you can learn all of this and more in the pedestal path, and it will be linked in the show notes below. Now, that is it for today. That's the only thing I want to update you on. Let's get into how to become our very own dream girl. And honestly, the pedestal path just really pairs very nicely with today's episode. This is a perfect little cherry on top of the cake that is the pedestal path. So, the number one thing we have to realize about becoming our own dream girl, we have to realize why we're not. If you are not attracting your dream life, it's because you have not become your own dream girl. If you have not become your own dream girl, it's because you're obsessed with becoming the other person's dream version of you. I say other person because we all have that other person. It's not always the boyfriend or the husband. Sometimes it's our mom. Sometimes it's our dad trying to live up to a version that someone else has created in their head of who we have to be. And we become so enthralled, so obsessed, so consumed with becoming this version of ourselves that we forget that we have a say in things. We forget that, wait a second, this is my life. I have to be happy with my life. I have to wake up in this body every single day and go to sleep in this body every single day. I need to make sure that I'm cool with how my cookie is crumbling. Because you know what? Maybe I'm not. You know, so many people don't even fucking question whether they're happy or not. They're just going through the motions and they're fucking miserable. But they don't even know because they don't question it. They think, oh, this is how everyone lives. Wake the fuck up. People are happy. People are taking back their power. And honestly, the world isn't going to wait for us. The world isn't going to stop spinning. So if you want your dream life, we got to stop waiting for someone to come out of the clouds or someone to come off their white horse. We got to take that accountability ourselves. If you are not your dream girl living in your own dream world, it's because you are still trying to live up to someone else's expectation of who you have to be. And because of this, you're spending your resources of time, of energy, and you're paying it towards this version of yourself that maybe they want you to be, but maybe you're not even interested in. And you're hating the journey, you're hating the version of yourself, you're just being miserable. The first thing we have to do to manifest our dream life, to become our own dream girl, dream boy, dream human, is to give up the version that they have in their head. Whoever it is, I don't know who you're talking to on a daily basis. I don't know who you're trying to live for. All I know is that you need to cut that shit out. How do we do that? We need to become the subject of our own life again. Where focus goes, energy flows. Yeah, no shit, you feel depleted. You feel tired. You want to give up on life. Of course you do. Look how you're spending all your resources. You're trying to be someone for someone else. Why would you be happy doing that? Do you know? Because I don't. Why would you be happy trying to live for someone else? Why would you be happy putting that person on your pedestal? Did you come to planet Earth to be a dog on someone else's leash? Or did you come to planet Earth to be your own human? To take advantage of your own free will? To live how you wish to live according to your own desires? This is the problem. We're focused on the wrong thing. And it's like, when you're focused on the wrong thing, how can anything go right? Everything just starts to spiral. This is why I tell you, do not date men who are these, how can I say this in a way? Do not date men who are sailboats with no sails. They have no direction. They don't know where they're going. They don't know where they came from. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they wish for. They don't know what they desire. Do you want to go on a boat, a sailboat with no sails, and just flounder? No, you don't. Neither do I. We need to create some direction. And in order to create direction, we need to take accountability for where our focus is. You know, I always say we have a distraction dilemma. We have one where we're so focused on what they're doing. No, you need to refocus on you, what it is you want, what it is you desire, what it is you want in your life. That's what's important. If you want to become your own dream girl, first step is you got to become the subject of your own life again. You need to get clear about who it is you want to be. Because right now, if you're trying to live according to their ideal version of you, you're missing out on your ideal version of you. So we need to ask ourselves some questions. Who is it I want to be? Who is it that I want to become? The best way, or one of the easiest ways, I should say, to figure out who it is you want to be is look at other people. Get inspiration from other people. Are there people creating videos and every time you see a video, you're like, I feel so jealous of them? That is actually your inner being trying to tell you, hey, I'm conjuring up these emotions of, ooh, why do they have that and I don't? So you can understand that this is something that you also want to do. We have to listen to our own emotions. Our emotions are going to tell us, hey, this lights you up. This feels really good. This feels like you're aligned in your purpose. Follow that. Follow that. How do we become the subject of our own life again? We listen to what our inner being is telling us. If you know that creating videos makes you so happy, create videos. If you know that making music makes you so happy, make more music. Follow your joy. Become the subject of your own life again. Listen to your own emotions again. Not just what mommy and daddy has to say. At the end of the day, mommy and daddy aren't always going to be there. You know who's always going to be there? You, and you. And you. There, that's it. You and God. So you better take accountability. You better take responsibility. You better take that power back. Because it's you and you at the end of the day. Now, when we start focusing on ourselves, we can start manipulating our own energy to become who it is we want. But like I said, we need to know who it is we want to be to start working in that direction. So yes, we can use inspiration from other people. Oh, they have a pink car. You know what I realized? I was looking at Trisha Paytas and she has a pink car, and I think Jeffree Star has a pink car. And I was like, one day I really would just love a pink car. Is it top of mind for me every single day to have a pink car? No, but I used other people as inspiration because when I saw them have their pink car, it lit something up within me. I was like, I would love to have that too. Use other people as inspiration to help you understand what it is you would like to do. When you're listening to me having a podcast and you're like, you know what? I would really love to have a podcast. I would really love to talk about X, Y, and Z. Follow that. Start putting energy towards what it is you want to see in your life, towards what it is you want to build, towards who it is you want to be, instead of spending energy on hating on someone or just watching content all day, distracting yourselves from your actual life. It is such a dilemma. Instead of becoming who they want us to be, it's time we become who we want to be. It's time we listen to our own emotions. And you know what? I know you might think I'm saving the relationship by showing up how they want me to be. Guess what? In 5 years, you're going to resent the hell out of them and hate them anyway. So I'm telling you, just do what you want to do now, because that doesn't work. How many relationships do we have to see fail because someone else was trying to be a different version of themselves for that other person? Relationships work when both people can support the other being who they authentically are. That's how to make a relationship work. Stop trying to build yourself. It's not build a bear. It's not build a bitch, okay? You have to be who you are authentically. And when people don't like who you are authentically, that's just a sign that you're leveling in a different direction and it's time to let them go. It's time to let them go. People can really hold us back. They can manipulate our mind. They can make us think that we're not good enough to go after what we really want. And of course, there's constructive criticism that is good for us to listen to. That's going to help us grow. But when someone is just shitting on everything you do, you gotta let them go. When they don't support anything you do, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. What's more important, getting shit on by this person or going after the dream you've wanted since you were a child? I think we both know the answer to that. So number one, our first way, we're still on our first point here. Our first point of becoming our own dream girl is becoming the subject of our own life again. And we're going to stop worrying about who they want us to be because we're spending all of our time and resources there and we have limited amounts of them. And Now we're going to take that shit back and we're going to refocus on us. Now, if you're going through a breakup and you're having a really hard time unplugging from your ex, join the 21-day breakup glow up challenge. I swear to you, it will help you refocus on you. It will help you get through the breakup. It will help you and prime you to put yourself on your own pedestal. Step 2, we have to be okay with alone time. I know. I think a lot of us positive bitches are getting okay with having this alone time, but I still think that there's a fear there for a lot of us. Alone time was the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm telling you, it can be the best thing that's ever happened to you too if you let it happen. I needed alone time because I spent so much of my life being told that I had to be the bigger person, that I had to swallow my emotions because other people were so much worse than me, so I had to just show up and be better than them. I had to walk on eggshells because if I said one wrong thing, that other person would flip out and that would make someone else upset, so I had to be perfect for everyone else. I had to shove down everything, all the emotions, be the bigger person. Oh, that's not that big of a deal. Oh, don't be so sensitive. I needed alone time because I needed time to create a safe space for me to feel my own emotions. And for most of us, we've been living in accordance to other people and therefore have not had a safe space to fully process all of our emotions. So you might be thinking, Cece, I don't even know how to feel my emotions. How can I listen to them? You need alone time because you need to give yourself permission to feel your own emotions. I'm not kidding you. Literally telling yourself every single day, I'm allowed to feel my own emotion. It is safe for me to feel what I need to feel. It is safe for me to process my emotions. And if you need to cry for 20 minutes, cry for 20 minutes. I spent so much of my time trying to create non-confrontational spaces for other people so they could show up comfortably that I forgot to create a safe space for myself. Growing up, there were some, I'll call them characters in my life that were very explosive. And I would be so nervous that if we were out to dinner or if we were in public and I said one wrong thing, they would completely explode and I would be so embarrassed. And, I was in kindergarten and I had the understanding of, okay, I need to walk on eggshells. I need to not say this. I need to be perfect. Haha, look at me. I'm the class clown. I'm going to make everyone happy. Let me sing. Let me perform because I'm so nervous that someone else is going to freak out and that's going to be so embarrassing. So let me just put myself on a stage right here and haha, look at me. I was so nervous all of the time. I never had space for me to just feel safe in my own being. And it didn't dawn on me until one time I was having a mental not breakdown, but a breakthrough, and I was crying hysterically. And it was some argument with my mom a while back. And I remember screaming, I'm not allowed to feel anything. I'm not allowed to express any emotion. And I wondered why I had thyroid issues. And I was like, wait a fucking second. I literally just said I'm not even allowed to express myself. I didn't even realize that until in that very moment when I was like, whoa, I am saying these sentences and I didn't even catch that until I was open enough to hearing myself that I was able to receive that information. Having alone time allowed me to just fucking hear myself, process some things, create safe spaces for me to feel my emotions in. How do I feel my emotions? I journal, I scream into a pillow, I twerk my ass off, I dance around my room, I work out. Sometimes I'll choose to transmute my emotions and create a podcast or a TikTok or a song. But either way, I let my emotions out. Because when I was little, what I would do is get so upset, so embarrassed, go to my room and watch YouTube. And I would just disassociate. Or I would get so upset and just eat a bag of Oreos and I would disassociate. And I don't let myself do that anymore. But in order for me to learn how to create coping skills for myself, I needed to have that alone time. A lot of the time when I would get upset, I would just go to a friend's house and I would just forget about it. No more of that. I had to learn how to not just survive, but start to heal and thrive in my own being. We need to learn how to create safety for ourselves. I think people can be very successful in survival mode, but I don't think they're happy. I don't think they're enjoying their life. And as positive bitches, I don't want us just to be successful. I want us to enjoy their journey. I want us to enjoy our life. And so that means becoming your own safe space. I also think I needed time to get to know God. I needed time to get to know myself. When I had all of my friends just leave my life at once, I was like, what in the hell just happened? But having that moment where I don't like to say I lost friends, I like to say I released frenemies for that moment. I leveled up. And in that moment, not having people to run to, I had to learn how to become my own hero. I had to learn how to become my own savior in alignment with God, through God, with God, sitting next to God, hearing God, talking to God. But that really transformed me, because when you have no one else but you to pick yourself back up, you start to gain a lot of respect for yourself. So if you're at your lowest point, this is actually a really fucking exciting time, because guess who the fuck gets to pick you back up? Guess who gets to heal you back to life? Baby girl, it's you. Guess who gets to pick you up, love you, and show you the way? It's you. It's you. And having time with just myself and reframing it from, wait a second, I could be with a bunch of people and feel completely lonely, yet be alone and feel fulfilled. So it's not about who I'm around. Loneliness is actually about my connection to myself. I stopped running from feeling lonely, and I started to embrace being alone. I started to embrace myself. And through that, I learned my own strength. That, okay, when I'm alone, I can figure it out. I can heal, and I'm going to be okay. And now I'm not afraid. People will come in and out of my life, and I'm not afraid for them to come in and out anymore, because I know I've been alone before. I figured it the fuck out, and I can do it again. Embrace this alone time. You need it to hear yourself. You need it to process emotions. You need it to create a safe space for yourself and build up trust with yourself that you're capable of creating the life that you want. Number 3, experiment with yourself. Now that you have this alone time, experiment with what you do with it. For me, I didn't have an identity outside of a relationship or a friend group until I got literally my senior year of college and after college. I did not have an identity. From kindergarten throughout high school, I was with the same friend group. Then I got into a relationship. I didn't have an identity outside a group or another person. So when I got out of my relationship, I was like, who am I? And what I did was experiment. I got to experiment, and this was so much fun. What are things you've always wanted to do? Start doing them. Go out on a limb. Did I buy all of this yoga equipment and just have it in my room for literally a month and stare at it every day until I had the guts to go to a yoga class? Yes. Did it work? Yes. Have I found a newfound love in yoga? Abso-fucking-lutely yes. And I just saw 444. So, experiment with yourself. In experimenting with myself, it helped me cultivate my dream self, because I wasn't sure, who is my desired version? Who is that? What does she look like? What does she do? Through experimenting with yoga, through experimenting with eating healthier foods, through experimenting with content creation, creating my own business, I found out, oh, this is what the dream version of myself does, because this feels really good. This feels like joy to me. This feels like excitement to me. And like I said, I also looked at other people. What do other people have that I want? Let me try to do that. And just start. Now, this doesn't have to be costly. If you want to start yoga, but you're like, Cece, I have like $5 to my name, watch yoga videos on YouTube. You can do it for free, but you need to start experimenting with new ways of being, because this is going to help you understand your dream version of yourself. I imagine our experiments with, when you go bowling and they put up the little sides, I don't know what that is called, but they put up the little sides when you go bowling so that the bowling ball cannot go on the gutter. That is what experimenting with yourself does. It really just helps you understand your course and your path a little bit better. I also experimented with, what was it? What is that called? Pottery. I did not like pottery. Okay. You know what? not for me. But I would have never known that if I didn't at least try. So experiment with hanging out with new people, with going to new places, seeking out new communities, trying new things, and the world will open up to you. You're going to find your purpose because now you're being courageous and you're working with the universe instead of working against it. When you are miserable, living in accordance to someone else, you are working against the universe. That's why it feels so tough. It feels so difficult. Abraham Hicks always uses the metaphor, are you swimming against the grain upstream or are you floating with the stream downstream? You want to flow with the river, not always try to fight against it. Think about fighting water. Well, that doesn't do anything. That's frustrating. That's annoying. Yeah. Let's stop doing that and let's start experimenting with ourselves. Number 4, we have to stop taking things so fucking seriously. You want to become the dream version of yourself? There's going to be some sticky weirdo moments. There's going to be. Like when I tried pottery and my boyfriend Erasmo was way fucking better at it than I was like, okay, whatever. That's fine. Anyway, there's going to be some shit that goes sideways. Forget failure and just fall forward. Okay, forget failure and fall forward. I personally don't believe failure exists because every single thing I've ever done, I've either learned from or I won from it. It taught me something new about myself. Every experience is just connected to another experience. All dots connect. It's not singular. You don't just do one thing and it's in a vacuum and it's singular. No, everything is connected to everything. Fall forward. Don't take it so seriously. Make room for new experiences. And honestly, laugh it off. In yoga, for example, I fall all the time still to this day. But if I'm too scared and too perfect to even try, well, then I'm not going to fucking get anywhere. And that's boring. Perfection is so boring. It's so boring. I think about all the new supermodels of our day today, and all of them have something super interesting about them, at least in most of them. Perfection is boring. That's why we don't go to a movie and watch a perfect movie about a perfect girl, because who the fuck would sit through that? But literally no one, because no one cares. Forget about perfection. Forget about failure. Can we make our core value authenticity? Can we do that? Can we get it up? Can we do that? Thank you. Well, I just saw birds fly in a triangle. I don't know, but I feel like that's confirmation. Let's make our core value authenticity. Let's work towards authenticity. That way, when we fuck up, when we think we failed, when we're falling forward, we don't care, because what do we value the most? Authenticity. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I literally just said this to a client too. When I used to make singing covers on YouTube, I would get so in my head, oh my God, this note isn't perfect. Oh my God, I'm off key. And then I remember seeing Demi Lovato sing live at some performance show, and she literally had to start over because she was crying so hard. And I'll never forget that performance because it was so emotional and I felt something. It made me feel something. And I remember from that day on, I said, you know what? I'm so fucking miserable trying to make these covers. I'm not enjoying something I know I love to do. What if I started to value artistic expression and feeling my emotions rather than valuing perfection? And from then on, a bitch was so much happier. Not all of my covers were perfect, but damn did I feel those songs. Damn did I enjoy the creative process. Fuck did I feel something. If you feel miserable, switch around what you're valuing and value authenticity rather than perfection. When you value authenticity rather than perfection, you move forward so much faster. Oh my God, you start to manifest so much easier. Oh my God, you start to move like you've never moved before. And you open yourself up. We're so contracted, constricted. We're so closed off to life. Baby girl, open up. Open up. Number 5, I need you to hear me when I say this, okay? Not just hear me, but listen. I need you to commit more to your future self than your past self. Because every time you make a fucking excuse, you're committing to your past self more than you're committing to your future self, and it's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in cycles. You want to see real change? It might be hard, but guess what? Both paths are difficult. Whether you want to fight to stay the same or fight to change your life, both paths are going to be a little bit difficult. But you know what? There's one path that's going to give you more happiness, more joy. It's going to allow you to reach your dreams. And that's committing to a new future self. When you are more committed to your future self than your past self, you stop making excuses. You start making changes. You start becoming the dream girl that you've always wanted to be. It's about who you're committed to. What version of yourself, honestly, are you committed to? Because that is the one that's going to persist. That is the one that's going to keep going. What frequency are you feeding? Who you used to be or who you want to be? At the end of the day, everything comes down to the decisions you make about what you want in life. Do you want to continuously be who you've been? No? Okay, then you have to commit to this new version of yourself. Everything in life, at some point or another, there's gonna be struggle. What kind of struggle do you want? Who do you want to struggle for? Do you want to struggle for your past self that hates her life, or do you want to struggle for your future self that is living her fucking dream life? Who do you want to struggle for? Pick your fucking avatar. It's your adventure. Have fun. Choose wisely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When I got on this journey, I knew, there was no way I was going to keep living the reality that I was living, because that version of myself caused me and gave me so much fucking pain. And finally, the pain outweighed the mediocre pleasure that I had, and I decided I had to fucking do this. You don't need to reach your rock bottom to decide to be a new person. You can wake up tomorrow and decide to be a new person, and oh my God, it will feel so good. It is your decision. You get to be, do, have whatever it is you want, baby girl. You get to be, do, have whatever it is you want, baby girl. We need to stop trying so hard to manifest all these things out there and instead come together in here. Shift in here. If you're tired of trying so hard, of having the struggle, you can join the Pedestal Path today. The link will be in the show notes. You can learn to call your power back. I give you a meditation for it. You can learn to rewire your mind. I literally give you a technique called Making Mind, where you can rewire your mind for success. There's over 4 hours of instructions, of information for you to put yourself back on your pedestal. I love you so much. And as always, the sparkle in me honors the sparkle in you. If this podcast episode made you feel something, if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, send it to a friend. Help out another potential positive bitch in need. Leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If not for me, do it for you. Good karma. And I will see you in the next one. Mwah!